If you're starting from zero at 30, 40, or 50, you're not behind. You're actually in a better position than you think. The math of compounding works differently when you understand what you're doing. And that's exactly what we're covering today. If this resonates with you, subscribe to the channel. Break down real financial strategies for people who want to catch up without the noise. Let's get into it. First, let's be honest about where you are. Starting late isn't a failure, it's a starting point. The biggest mistake people make when they've lost time is thinking they need to take crazy risks to catch up. That's backwards. What you actually need is clarity about your specific age, your specific goals, and a realistic plan that works for your timeline. The good news is that 3 different ages need 3 completely different strategies, and once you understand yours, everything gets simpler. Let's start with someone who's 30. If you're 30 and you're starting from zero, you've got the most powerful asset in investing: time. 30 years until retirement is genuinely a lot of runway. Your strategy at 30 should be completely different from someone who's 40 or 50 because your time horizon is longer, and your capacity to recover from downturns is higher. You can actually afford to be more aggressive, not because you're taking wild risks, but because you have decades to let those risks play out. At 30, your priority list should look like this. First, max out your 401k if your employer offers one, especially if there's a match. That match is free money, and free money is always the first priority. If you can contribute 15% of your gross income, that's ideal. If you can't, start with whatever you can manage, even if it's 5%. Then immediately open a Roth IRA and contribute to that. The Roth is incredible for someone 30 because you've got 3 decades of tax-free growth ahead of you. That's not a small thing. Once you're doing those two, open a taxable brokerage account and start investing there too. At 30, you should be thinking about putting together a portfolio that's weighted towards stocks. 80 to 90% stocks, maybe 10 to 20% bonds. You can afford volatility because you've got time to wait it out. A simple free fund portfolio works perfectly. Total US Stock Market Index, Total International Stock Market Index, and Total Bond Market Index. That's it. You don't need complexity. Your contribution target at 30 should be around 30% of your gross income going toward all retirement and investment accounts combined. That sounds high, but here's why it works. Starting at 30 with 30% contributions means you'll hit a solid retirement number by your mid-60s without needing to be aggressive. It's the power of time and consistency. Now let's talk about someone who's 40. If you're 40 and you're starting from zero, the game shifts. You've got 25 years until retirement, maybe less depending on your goals. That's still time, but it's not 30 years. You can't rely purely on compounding to do all the work for you. You need to be intentional, and you need to move faster. At 40, your priority is slightly different. You still want to max out that 401k if there's a match, but now you need to think about whether you can do the full catch-up contribution. At 50, the IRS lets you contribute an extra $7,500 per year to your 401k. Some plans let you start catch-up contributions earlier, so check with your employer. If they do, consider it. At 40, your Roth IRA is still important, but you've got less time for that tax-free growth. Max it out to the annual limit, which is currently $7,000. Then, here's the key difference. At 40, a taxable brokerage account becomes more important because your 401k and Roth IRA have contribution limits. You need a third bucket to invest more. This is where you can be more aggressive with your growth strategy. Your asset allocation at 40 should still be weighted towards stocks, but maybe slightly less aggressive than 30. 70 to 80% stocks, 20 to 30% bonds. You need some stability now because your timeline is shorter. If the market drops 30%, you need to be able to stomach it, knowing you've still got 20 years to recover. That's very different from someone who's 50. Your contribution target at 40 should be around 40% of your gross income if you can manage it. That 40% includes everything: 401k, Roth, and taxable accounts. It's higher than at 30 because you need to make up for lost time. If you can get to 40%, you're in solid shape. If you can get to 50%, you're actually in great shape. Now, the most critical group, someone who's 50. If you're 50 and you're starting from zero, the stakes feel different. You've got 15 to 20 years until retirement. That's real pressure. But here's what's important. 15 years is still enough time to build real wealth, especially if you're intentional and you move fast. At 50, your 401k becomes your primary vehicle. You should be maxing that out, and you should absolutely be using the catch-up contribution. That's an extra $7,500 per year above the regular limit. That matters. If your employer offers a plan, this needs to be a priority because you can contribute way more than in any other account. Max out your Roth IRA to the annual limit, but here's a secret. If you can't max it out through regular contributions, you might be able to do a backdoor Roth. That's a strategy where you contribute to a traditional IRA and then convert it to a Roth. Talk to a tax professional about this because the rules matter, but it's something to explore at 50. Then, just like at 40, you need a taxable brokerage account for the overflow. Your 401k and Roth have limits, so any additional money beyond those limits goes into taxable accounts. This is your third bucket, and it's essential. Your asset allocation at 50 should be more conservative than 40. Maybe 60 to 70% stocks, 30 to 40% bonds. You need stability now because you've got less time to recover from downturns. If the market drops 40% and you're 52, that's a problem. You don't have 2 decades to wait it out. Your portfolio needs to be able to weather storms. Your contribution target at 50 should be 50 to 60% of your gross income if you can possibly manage it. That's aggressive, but it's also necessary. You're making up for 15 years of not investing. The catch-up provisions in 401k plans exist specifically for this reason. They were designed for people exactly like you. Use them. Here's what connects all 3 age groups. No matter if you're 30, 40, or 50, the foundation is the same. Max out employer matches first. Fund your retirement accounts second. Keep your fees low by using index funds. Stay consistent. Don't try to time the market. Don't panic sell when things drop. And understand that starting late doesn't mean you can't win. It just means you need a better plan. There's something else that matters across all 3 ages: your income trajectory. If you're 30 and starting from zero, maybe you're making $50,000. If you're 40, maybe it's $80,000. If you're 50, maybe it's $120,000. Your ability to contribute is directly tied to your income. That's why the percentages matter more than the absolute numbers. A 30-year-old making $50,000, who can contribute 30%, is putting $15,000 per year into investments. A 50-year-old making $120,000, who contributes 50%, is putting $60,000 per year into investments. Time is worth something, but income is worth something too. One more critical thing for people starting late: tax strategy matters more. At 50 especially, you need to think about the order in which you contribute to accounts. Your 401k contributions are pre-tax, which means they reduce your taxable income this year. Your Roth contributions are post-tax, which means they come out of after-tax money, but they grow tax-free forever. Your taxable account contributions are also post-tax, but the growth gets taxed every year. The order matters. Generally, if you're in a high tax bracket now, your 401k is your best friend. If you think you'll be in a lower tax bracket in retirement, a Roth becomes more valuable. These are conversations to have with a tax professional, not things to guess on. Here's what I want you to understand about late starts. They're not actually about catching up in the traditional sense. They're about being smart and strategic with the years you have left. Someone starting at 50, with a disciplined 50 to 60% savings rate and a solid asset allocation, will have more money at 65 than someone who started at 30 and only saved 10%. Time matters, but intention matters too. And right now, you're being intentional. That's why you're here. Let's talk about what you should actually do this week. If you're 30, open that 401k, if you haven't already, and set up automatic contributions. Then open a Roth IRA and set up automatic monthly contributions. That's it for week 1. If you're 40, do the same thing, but also check with your HR department about whether your plan allows early catch-up contributions. If you're 50, do all of that. And also call a tax professional to talk about backdoor Roths and tax loss harvesting strategies. The second thing you should do is figure out your actual contribution capacity. Look at your net income and calculate what 30%, 40%, or 50% actually means in dollars. Write that number down. That's your target. Then build your budget around hitting it. Not everything else first and investing what's left. Investment first, everything else after. That's how you actually catch up. The third thing is to pick your investments if you haven't already. 3-fund portfolio. Total U.S. stock market index. Total international stock market index. Total bond market index. Pick a fund family like Vanguard or Fidelity and open accounts there. Keep your fees under 0.15% per year. That matters over decades. This video packed a lot into 10 minutes, and if it helped you clarify your strategy, please like it. A like genuinely helps these videos reach more people who need this message. And I'd love to know, what's holding you back most right now? Is it finding the discipline to actually save that percentage? Is it choosing investments? Is it the fear of starting late? Let me know in the comments, because that's where the real conversation happens. Subscribe if you're ready to take your finances seriously, because we break down this stuff every single week. You've got this. You're not as far behind as you think.